got the new king,
Keith Montgomery.
Keith Montgomery, Mid-South Real Estate Academy, and as we all just heard, the one who's gonna feed all our bellies, because food is good, yay!
Yeah, food is wonderful.
Marianne Strange, and we all gonna say it again. YGFBF Kitchen. Whew, I gotta put that in Braille or something.
Look at
Keep up with it next time.
I had to look at the bag.
I bet you never forget it.
And when you taste them wangs, you really ain't gonna never forget. Yo, I'm telling you, here's what we need to do. We need to put together a jam confection company. Look, Trey. Hey, y'all should have seen his face. His jaw lit up. Wow, he watered up. Jam confection company and a YGBF. We're gonna put together a sweet, salty combination where you're gonna get the cupcakes and the meal of the day from YGBF. But to get it, you gotta go pick it up at the Mid-South Real Estate Academy.
There you go.
Boom.
And there you go.
Boom. We put. I'm telling you, watch this. Give us by the end of the month. Watch me work. Needless to say, guys, here on the Corporate Hustle, we're going to keep this money train rocking and rolling. We got my main man, Keith Montgomery of the Mid-South Real Estate Academy is live in the building with us. Now, for those, some of you may know, some of you don't know, he has been an instructor for how many years now?
Do I have to really say?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
A plethora of years.
Over 30.
Over 30 years as an instructor.
That's when you could get your license when you were 14. Though.
Wow. See, that's
kidding.
like I'm like, you can't do that. That's like overseas and But needless to say, guys, it's not his first go round, to say the least, when it comes to running the school and being an instructor, and we'll kind of allude to that very briefly. So you might have seen him around prior to, but the Mid-South Real Estate Academy is alive and well, rocking and rolling, and we want to give a big shout out. Keith Montgomery's here, so thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So, same thing, man. I want to know, tell us the story. Where did Keith Montgomery come from? And then we're going to dive into how the academy came about, but just give us a little bit of background on yourself, buddy.
Okay. I got into real estate in the 80s, started selling real estate just like pretty much everybody else. I went back to get my broker's license after about 9 months. When I was in school, the owner of that real estate school asked me if I'd be interested in teaching in his night classes, which was something I'd never thought of doing before.
Teaching in night classes?
Teaching, period.
I don't care if it's day or night. I ain't planning on this at all.
So, but at that time, the interest rates were like 18%. That was mortgage rate. And so I was looking for anything for extra money.
Right.
So I said yes. And my first time was a disaster. But after that, it was.
What made it a disaster?
Well, you've been to my school. I taught the license law in an hour.
Oh, well, yeah, you
That's
can't.
a whole
There's no possible way you could do that. So,
And,
as he said, guys, I'm a new graduate student of the Mid-South Real Estate Academy, so shout out to me for that. Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, but continue.
Anyway, I found I really liked it. And a few years later, purchased the school.
Wow.
And the owner of the school gave me a really good deal, and because I'd been working there for a few years. Anyway, I built the school. I owned it for 28 years. And we were the #1 school in the state when I sold the business, which was, you're all entitled to one life mistake. That was it.
Understand.
But, yeah, I missed it. And, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have, but can't go back, so you got to move forward.
Right. Yeah,
and well said. So when I could, I opened Mid-South Real Estate Academy. And we've got a video on our Facebook page and some flyers, and it basically says, he's back. And kind of a spin-off of the Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm back. But, yeah, we're back in business, back teaching. We've got all the courses that you need, from pre-license to get your sales license, to get your broker's license, your post-license education, your continuing education, any type of education. We even have online courses as well as in classroom. So any kind of course you need to get into real estate, keep your license. And I also do classes outside of the school.
Yeah.
And we teach pretty much around the state for continuing education primarily.
So, man, wow, there's so many nuggets and jewels within what that little quick story you just told us. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of real estate agents that listen, and obviously brokers that listen. For those that aren't into real estate, maybe they're just thinking of getting into it, I've got a couple questions.
Sure.
What exactly let's break down what's pre-license,
okay,
and tell them what's a broker. What's the difference between that?
All right. Well, first of all, pre-license is education that you're required to get before you can take the test and get your license. So the sales pre-license, it's a 60-hour classroom course, and you take the course, take the exam, and of course pass.
Well, I
if
took
you come
it.
to our school,
They ain't say nothing about passing.
yeah. But after you pass, then you have to go to work under a broker. So you have to be a broker to hire salespeople, and salespeople have to work under a broker.
So you can't just be all willy-nilly out here trying to sell these
first.
houses.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's levels to this.
Yeah.
It takes 2 years. If somebody wants to be a broker, they've got to be in sales for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then they got to come back and take the broker pre-license course, which is another 60-hour course. So a lot of times people in the public, they don't realize what a real estate agent actually goes through to get their license, keep their license. There's a lot of education involved in doing that. And then there's post-license requirements, which is after you pass, get your license, which for sales is 18 hours and brokers is 30. And then after that, you've got 7 hours a year, every year.
Every year. So that means you're going to continuously learn. But that's a good thing, though, because think about it, guys. You don't want somebody who's selling you your house. They ain't selling you like a T-shirt or something like that. This is where you finna live here. You and your kids, your dog,
right,
and whoever else you got. Y'all finna live here, so you would want them to be educated.
Yeah,
exactly.
And what are some of those things that, well, let me draw back because I don't want to give away all the secrets. We're going to make them go to class. Here's a question I have for you. In your story, you said that you started off as, you're doing sales, and then you got the opportunity to purchase the business.
Right.
What made you want to do that? What made you want to go all in and just say, hey, I really think I can do this?
I enjoyed it. It was, they say, find what it is you like to do it, and you'll never feel like you work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
And I love teaching, and but I love selling too. I still sell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I manage rental property, but teaching's my first love. And like I said, I never thought that I would ever be a teacher, but
that's crazy.
I enjoy it, and I think if you enjoy something, then you'll do better.
Definitely.
You'll take more pride in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, a lot of times you might hear people say, oh, well, I got a good deal on it, or the opportunity came, or I was in the right place at the right time. Well, passion. I mean, when, like he said, when you genuinely enjoy what you're doing, obviously you can tell Marianne enjoys cooking. It shows through her food. You can tell Trey enjoys doing his comedy. And you need to listen to his "Wishing That This Was Your Chicken" remix. Oh, it's hilarious. By the way, you need to do the YLGB remix for that. It'll work out. But you can tell that people are passionate about it. I can attest to sitting through a classroom with Keith Montgomery as a teacher and literally laughing the entire day. And you can tell that somebody is enjoying what they're doing when it makes you laugh, it makes you smile, and it keeps you engaged because of their energy and because obviously, and he has the knowledge as well, and you can tell that. Along with yourself, you also have other instructors that are there as well, right?
Yeah.
Just drop a few names. Tell us, just a little bit about some of the other instructors.
One of our
that are there.
instructors is Bob Walker. He's the past president of the Arkansas Realtors Association.
Oh, he's an important person.
He's a current sitting commissioner on the Arkansas Real Estate Commission. We've got Bill Tobias. He is a broker in Conway.
Hey, shout out Mr. Bill Tobias.
Shout out Conway.
Yeah. He's got your city on lock.
Really?
Yeah,
And,
Mr. Bill, very smart guy.
He is a very smart guy.
Very
MBA, all that stuff. He's a good teacher. We got Paulette Ritchie. She's a broker. Runs an office for Caldwell Banker RPM in Benton. And she serves on as a district vice president for the Arkansas Realtors Association.
Wow.
So Kelly Small, she's a broker in Conway as well. I guess I get a lot of my people from Conway.
Well, look at that.
Look at that connection happening.
But Melanie Ferentell, she's with Remax here in Little Rock. Jan Barrell, she's in Conway. So we got Rick White in Jacksonville. We've got a variety of instructors. Now, they don't all teach all the time. But one of the requirements for me in an instructor is they have to be doing the business.
Have to actually be.
Because if you're not active in the business, then you lose touch.
Right.
And that's why I stay active in the business, because I want to be able to relate to the people that are in my class.
Well said.
And if I'm not practicing it, I'll lose touch. And when people come to our school, we have a couple of goals for them. One, obviously we want them to get the education they need to pass the test.
Right.
But another is we want them to have an enjoyable experience while they're there. And a lot of times people don't know what to expect when they take a course like this.
Yeah, I can't lie. When I walked in, it's like you walk into a classroom and you don't know it's going to be like high school all over again.
Right.
And you got all your new pens. And that's funny. I'm sitting next to the girl. Like all the girls in the class. Well, I'm not say girls, women at this. I mean, everybody's adults. You know what I'm saying? But they've all got their new pens and Sharpies and highlighters, and I'm back here with my notepad and like 3 pencils. Like, man, okay, what's it?
But we want people to come away with more than just what they need to pass the test. If somebody's an investor, if somebody's just looking to buy houses and flip them, they're not looking to get a license. This course will benefit them anyway, because you learn so much about the ins and outs of the real estate business.
Right.
And whether you ever get your license. I would say this course would benefit anyone who ever thought about buying a house.
Right.
I mean, think about it. It's the largest purchase you'll ever make in your life.
Literally.
And it just breaks my heart to see people do that on their own without professional help. I've seen too many times that people have wished they hadn't.
Wish they, man.
Wish they
You know
hadn't.
what? A lot of jewels. Once again, a lot of information. What's one tip that you might give someone who's thinking about purchasing a home or thinking about selling a home? Just in general, what's one thing like, man, if you just knew this?
Okay. In purchasing a home, I would never buy a home without at least 2 things. One, title insurance. Going through a title company, have them research the title, make sure the person selling it actually has the authority to sell it to you. There's a lot of scams going on right now where people are filing false deeds. And
True story.
Yeah, they're forging deeds.
True story. I've got a friend.
And I have a student that happened to.
Really, right now, Keith, he got a house. It's not more than just him in the home, so that's what makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Got a house, moved, etc., etc. I think less than 3 weeks or within a month, found out that the person we're renting it from, or we're purchasing it from, didn't own it.
Yeah.
And then with the
This is exactly
come back
what-
in from out of town or
That's
something.
exactly what Keith is talking about.
Yeah.
They don't
so
have
that-
the title to it.
In buying a house, that's number one. You want to make sure you have a title company, which that's what they do. They research the title, they go back in history at least 50 years, and they make sure that if they're going to give you an insurance policy on that deed, which means they're insuring it in case there's any defects like the people don't own it, they're going to research it. And the other thing I would recommend to a buyer in buying a house, besides using a professional, is have the property inspected. Because you don't know what you're getting.
And that don't mean
By
bring
just
your
walking
grandma
through a
or your
house
uncle by
Oh, no.
to look at it.
And then we have a
Well,
professional.
yeah.
Yeah. 30,000.
Mary Ann said, no, get a professional that has an
Get
EIN.
Well, home
termites.
inspectors are actually required to be licensed. in the state of
Even better, even better.
You want a licensed home inspector, but like anything else, you got any industry, you got good ones and the others, but we're fortunate to have a lot of good home inspectors in the industry. And so those are the two things I would recommend for a buyer. For a seller, you want to know the value of your property. And most sellers don't, they think they know the value of it, but they really don't. And the reason is a lot of times they're basing it on what they paid for it, what they did to it, and they're kind of adding all that up in their mind and going, well, I put this much into it, so it's worth this. And what?
Nah, we put them gold knobs on that door now. Y'all take them knobs off with you when you moved in.
So we need it.
But the difference between maintenance and improvement.
Oh man. So we was just doing maintenance.
We got a brand new air conditioner. Well, did you have one before?
So yeah, it came with it. That's normal. That's just maintaining your temperature.
But the market determines value. People don't determine value.
Well said.
You have to know what the market is, and what people are willing to pay for property is all your property can sell for. We all want to think our properties are worth more than they are, but the market determines that, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Zillow gonna have some words. I got to get with Zillow for these estimates. All right, guys. Well, hey, if you guys want to get more information on anything real estate, obviously Keith has not only information on how you can get started with your real estate career, but he's an active real estate agent as well. So, like I said, once again, you all can contact him for anything real estate. May that be you're trying to look for a home, you have questions about buying or selling. Also do property management. I'm telling you, hey, the guru. Look, he's been doing real estate just roughly as long as I've been alive. So I mean, he's rocking and rolling, well experienced, and not only is his experience shown, but it's shown throughout various different brokers, various different businesses. I'm gonna brag on him real quick. Keith, do you know how many students you've put through your classes?
Probably
it's in the thousands.
Huh?
It's got to be in the thousands.
It is.
Yeah.
I would, just off the top of my head, over 5,000.
I did some rough number guesstimations.
It's not a game, y'all.
There are of the amount of licensed active realtors that are in Arkansas right now, there is about a 65% chance that 80, I know all the numbers, right? It's a 60-something, 60% of the time it works every time, right? There's a 65% chance that 80% of the licensed realtors that are active in Arkansas right now came through you. And that's just based off the sheer proprietary information that some are privy to. So he's affecting a lot of people, guys. So if you want to get your start in real estate, you have any questions, once again, Mid-South Real Estate Academy, 501-819-3769. And Keith, what's that address?
3801 JFK Boulevard, North Little Rock. We're actually in a school.
Yep. It's a real school.
It's a real school. It was
Zach said,
yeah.
Mind blown.
Interesting. Boom.
It was a former Park Hill Elementary School, and some partners bought it and repurposed it, and now it's a business center.
See, so you just ain't going to learn in no little recreation center.
He ain't in no shack. It's a real school, y'all. We not playing.
They got a school bed and everything. They got the PowerPoint thing, the setup, and all that good stuff. Nah, guys, once again, big shout out to Mr. Keith Montgomery, Mid-South Real Estate Academy, 501-819-3769. And obviously, the Corporation wouldn't be brought to you without him, as well as our other sponsors. So big shout out to him for big shout out to him for supporting and getting the word out about everything real estate. Now, as we continue to keep this money train rolling, we got a few more minutes. Y'all know what time it is, right? We got to go to the church house for a quick second. We got to go to the church house and get this voice in for the day. We're going to take one more fast break before we get on out of here. I got to also holler at my main man, Brian Hill. He's going to do a quick excerpt from his book for us, and then we're going to get that voice for you. It's your main man, Mr. Versatile. We'll be right back.
Yeah.